I'm going to share a clip with you. This clip is old, but I've heard this myself many times, so I'm going to go ahead and play it. This is Steven Anderson. Earlier in this video, he incorrectly claims that Catholics burn incense and make drink and cake offerings to the Queen of Heaven. What he's describing, especially the cake offerings to Mary, is called Catholicism, a heresy that a small group, mostly in the Arabia region, participated in just around the year 375. That's right. The Catholic Church not only doesn't do this, but has labeled it a heresy. But Pastor Steven Anderson doesn't care about that. He still spreads false witness by telling his followers that the church does this and that the Eucharist is a drink offering to Mary. Anyone who has ever been to a Catholic Mass knows this is a lie. But I digress. That's not why I'm playing this clip. Let's hear what he has to say next.
Look, all the Catholic Church is a continuation of that pagan religion with just a Christian label on it, repackaged as Christianity. You say, well, no, Pastor Anderson, Catholicism's the true Christianity. Well, that's funny, because when I go out soul winning, I ask people this question every single week of my life: are you a Christian? And virtually every single week of my life, this is the answer I get from many people. I got it a couple times today. No, I'm Catholic. Who's had that answer given to you out soul winning? Yeah. Hey, are you a Christian? No, I'm Catholic.
With all the lies he spreads in this video, this statement rings true. And the reason it rings true is that I've heard it myself. Are you Christian? Far too many Catholics answer this incorrectly by saying, no, I'm Catholic. We have to stop saying this. We have to stop giving truth to what Steven Anderson says in this video. Christian is not a synonym for Protestant. I'm going to repeat that because it is so very important. Christian is not a synonym for Protestant. In fact, I would go so far as to say that prior to 1054 AD, Christian was a synonym for Catholic. Let's step back and look at this from a logical and historical point of view. I will remind you that I am not a theologian or a historian, and I err all the time. The story of Venerable Father Aloysius Schwartz.
Aloysius.
I encourage you to please look this stuff up and see for yourself the history of the Christian Church. And of course, before we dive into this history, make sure to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. All right, around 30 AD, a man was going around claiming to be the Son of God. Those who followed him obviously believed him to be Lord. This man would create a new covenant, would be tortured and executed, and would rise from the dead. His followers would then establish a church whose people, just around a decade later in Antioch, would be referred to as Christians. The Christian church was spreading quickly. And around 107 AD, less than 100 years after the resurrection of Christ, the first recorded use of the word Catholic was written by St. Ignatius of, Antioch. He wrote, "Wherever the bishop appears, let the people be, as wherever Jesus Christ is, there is the Catholic Church." Many heretical sects would branch from this Catholic Church, including Catholicism, as we mentioned before. But then came a major doctrinal debate. Does the Holy Spirit proceed from the Father and the Son, or just the Father. This and other cultural differences were just too wide to mend. And in 1054, after almost 1,000 years of Catholic history, of a truly universal and united Christian church, East split from the West. The Eastern Orthodox Church was born. This would be known as the Great Schism. 500 years later, Martin Luther would challenge the authority and practices of the Catholic Church. There were priests abusing indulgences and the sacraments. They were deep into the sin of simony, which is the sin of selling sacraments and other religious privileges. Instead of fighting this within the church, Luther took the opportunity to challenge church doctrine that had been established for 1,500 years and invented the concept of sola scriptura. The Protestant Reformation had begun. Well, if Luther can establish his own church, why can't others? Branches of the Protestant church quickly spread, including the king in England, King Henry VIII, declaring himself head of the church, and a man named John Calvin inventing the concept of double predestination, or the idea that God has determined ahead of time who will be saved and who will not. Yes, according to Calvin, apparently only a select few of us, or the elect, can be saved. Why do I bring all of this up? Because it is clear from world history that Christianity began pretty universally and under one holy and apostolic church. More sects of Christianity have broken off the original branch, but to be clear, the Catholic Church is that original branch. It is the original Christian church. Who founded the Catholic Church?
The Catholic Church was founded by Jesus in 1 CE.
Who founded the Catholic Church?
Jesus created Catholic Church.
I know, that doesn't mean anything. But it's still fun for us Catholics to do. So, are you Christian? Yes, I'm Catholic. By the way, when King Henry VIII declared himself the head of the church, he really wanted his right-hand man, Sir Thomas More, to go along with the declaration. He refused. What happens when you refuse a king in 16th century England? Find out by clicking on this video. Sacred Heart of Jesus, have mercy on us.